listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Ian Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AfterBuzz TV for the Glee Project. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest Glee Project news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, it's AfterBuzz TV for the Glee Project!
Hey everybody, welcome to the Glee Project, Season 1, Episode 7, Sexuality. It's Tamara Berg here. We've got Caitlin Cutter with us and Phil. You're with us, aren't you, Phil?
I'm with you in not spirit, not anything, apart from merely an engineering standpoint.
And because, support. Yeah.
Yes, support. Do you want to explain why I'm not even here in spirit?
Yeah, you're not here in spirit because I have been out of town for the last couple of weeks. And so we had some fill-ins going on. Have you
I was in
there
last
too,
time,
right?
no,
Okay,
yeah.
so last time we had John Comerford and you, Phil.
Yes.
And was there anyone else?
Oh, throwing Jesse. I'm going to throw him under the bus too.
Jesse with them.
Uh-oh.
And Pat Lambert really adds a lot of excitement and joy to our Glee Project. Podcasts here, and Phil, John, Jesse, not exactly the most joyful people in the world, I would say.
Well, I would venture to say this. Here's kind of the difference. At least John and I are intellectuals, and we attacked it from a pure analytical standpoint, whereas you guys are true fans. I'm saying that
we're passionate about the show.
You're passionate about the show.
Check
Absolutely.
it with me, listeners out there. I think Phil just called Caitlin and me stupid.
No, that's not.
I second that one.
Yeah,
No, you guys are very
Because
smart.
I would have an IQ test throwdown with you any day, dude, and I know I would kick your
Don't
ass.
worry.
No.
But
Let her
anywho,
play.
go on,
You
continue.
guys-
I
no.
know you're trying to dig yourself out of a hole, so please get that shovel out. Keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
You guys are both very, very intelligent people. That's not what I was saying. What I was saying is
I think so.
that whereas you guys are pure fans of the show, the singing, the castmates, and all that, and ironically, we liked the show too. For most of us, we hadn't seen it before, and we actually did enjoy it, but we dissected a little too much, whereas you guys are fans first and foremost. And unfortunately, especially for me, I said some pretty hateful things. That rubbed people the wrong way. I won't even say what they were. Needless to say, we're sorry. And we actually did get some fan mail where these guys were. And so
begging Caitlin, Tamara, and Pat to come back and for you guys to be just shoved off into the wings.
Exactly.
Yep.
Well, hey, so it's good news that obviously our fans love you guys. So hey,
Yay,
I can respect
we
that.
love the fans.
We do
Thanks
appreciate
for
all
the
the
note.
feedback.
I think at least one of you knows who you are.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you for the kind words that you said.
Yes.
And really, it wasn't, I absolutely wanted to be here, but I was on a crazy trip. I was away for 17 days, and I slept in 7 different places because I was going from California to Oregon to Eastern Washington to Western Washington back to Oregon. It was insane. And the other night, I just got back yesterday, and the other night I woke up and I had no idea in the world where I was.
Oh, geez.
I was just looking around and I was like, am I at Anne's house or am I at a motel? I don't even know where I am. So I so wanted to be here, and I'm so sorry that we've missed. And we're very happy to be back, and
Very happy to be
we won't let
back.
the show be taken away by nasty, mean Phil and John and Jesse ever again.
The
if we
true
can help
fans are
it.
back.
That's right. And I gotta say one quick thing. I know,
Yeah.
obviously, our fans and you guys want to talk about Glee,
Yes.
but real quick, this is the first broadcast out of Studio B with people in it. Before we had
Let's hear it for Studio B.
Go for Studio B. B for the best.
exactly Studio B on Burbank.
Nice. With the babes.
With the babes. There you go.
The blonde babe.
Blonde and brunette.
That's it. We are all
All right.
And are we going to have Pat back next week, by the way?
Pat may be back. I don't know.
Okay. We're hoping Pat will be back because, as I said, he adds an awful lot of enthusiasm. Sometimes it's a little hard to get a word in edgewise with him, but
Just a little bit.
But we miss him, and we are going to do our best to bring around the excitement to the Glee project. The two of us.
Woo! Just the two of us.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into the show. First of all, the homework assignment was Like a Virgin.
Like a virgin.
And so, because I was catching up this week, I've watched 3 episodes of the Glee project today. And there was, first of all, just to kind of go back on, this does pertain to this Sexuality. There was the kiss that happened with Cameron last week, and how he felt like he was last week or 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
Okay. How he felt he was cheating on his girlfriend. So you kind of knew that was going to possibly be an issue today, right?
Absolutely.
Yep. So Hannah was saying to Damien, who she has a crush on, you could try to seduce me if you wanted. In the song. And
I love Hannah now.
Oh my God, she's so cute. She's so cute.
I also like how she compares herself to Ashley.
Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of inspiring, and it gives her a little bit of inspiration, and especially because, Ashley's with Puck,
Right.
So I really like that. I
like Hannah's possibilities actually more than I do Lauren, the character that Ashley plays on the Glee project. But it hasn't happened yet, so that Hannah's on the show. So I guess we have to wait for that to happen. But so Puck and Lauren were the special guests who judged the homework episode, and so one of the things that I think it was Mark who plays Puck said, he said. I think he was quoting Ryan Murphy when he said, high school is kind of like trying on clothes,
clothes,
trying on your different personality traits.
You're trying to find out who you are.
Right, exactly. And I thought that was really good, a really good insight.
Very good analogy. Really good analogy.
So one of the things that we have talked about before that really bothered Pat, and I noticed this in the last couple of episodes, we talked about, remember early on, the homework assignment sound always seemed like it was pre-taped and they weren't lip-syncing, and that's changed.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, they're absolutely singing to their own voices.
Maybe it's because we caught on.
Maybe they
it's
heard
us
us and went, oh my God, we're so annoyed with that. So that was cool. I thought that was really good because it makes it a little more exciting and more real for the actual judges.
Absolutely. You feel like you're almost there.
So I really appreciated that was happening. So they said, you've got to go for it. Surprise us. It's like a virgin. Come on, people. And who were your favorites in that assignment?
Actually, I really liked. I liked Cameron, actually, in that one, because I felt like he kind of stepped out of her comfort zone when he had Lindsay straddling him. I was like, good job. Maybe he actually is going to make a really good effort in this particular show, and maybe the whole kissing thing was just, then he's being cute. But,
and he's moving on.
And he's moving on. He's kind of growing up, especially if he's trying to be an actor. So
he was kind of a surprise, and I said the same way. We were both in the same room.
We just look at each other like, wow.
What is that? I need to fix this. That's okay. There we go. That's much better. A chord that was all wonky. So yeah, it was really exciting and surprising. And I thought Lauren was, not Lauren, Hannah was really good in that as well.
Yeah, Hannah did really good.
And one of the things that it actually came up later, but I wrote this in my notes, that I can see Alex acting. I can see what he's doing. He's not fooling me. I think he's so used to playing a character all day, every day in his own life with this, flamboyant, I wear scarves, that kind of thing. I felt like he was just,
he's like stuck in that zone almost.
Yeah, just kind of overplaying everything, and we'll talk about it again later because it does come up in the end of the show. So
Samuel did really good.
Yeah, so Samuel won. And
Him and Hannah.
What I said to that was, Samuel's had a lot of sex.
Yeah, you did. That was awesome.
So, being sexy is kind of easy for him, I think.
I think so too. He knows he has it too in his eyes. He really experiments with that.
And Lindsay was peeved, right?
Yeah. Dude. I don't get that. She was all mad and like, because he does the eye thing, and I'm just like, don't be jealous. Just embrace it.
What do we got there? What?
All right. So I didn't get to fully explain Studio B.
Let's talk about it, because I think we just had a little intro, huh?
Well, yes. One of the methods that we take calls is via Skype here in Studio B.
Yes.
Somebody was apparently calling.
But you hung up on them?
No, they hung up on themselves, I guess. So yes, in the coming weeks, even in this show, we'll have some growing pains.
Yes.
So we apologize.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And obviously it sounds a little different than Studio A.
Yeah.
And things like that. But like we did with Studio A, we'll continue to grow. We'll continue to get better. And as usual, we actually appreciate all fan feedback. Let us know how we're doing.
Good or bad.
Yes, we do, because we don't, like they're saying in the show, if we don't know any better, we can't make improvements and fix things. So we're really glad to hear from our fans.
Exactly. And so please bear with us during these times. So I will fix these calls.
Figure out how to fix that. And we're just going to keep talking while we hear those things until you tell us otherwise. How about that?
Sure, go ahead.
So Lindsay had some sour grapes about Samuel, winning the competition. But I thought that one of the feedback that Mark and Ashley gave Samuel was, you were an equal opportunity lover. He appealed to the men as well as the women at the same time, and was, apparently genuine in that appearance, and so that was part of what made him win. So, anyway, Lindsay sour grapes, whatever.
Sour grapes, I like that one.
Mm-hmm. So, moving on to the group number, which was going to be Teenage Dream by Katy Perry. And then they paired them up.
I like that. Yeah.
So I think it was smart because they'd done the duets in a previous episode, and then also very few of the songs on Glee actually are solos. It's really rare that it's an actual solo, and it's so good, and it's such a good opportunity for these kids to interact with each other when they're doing duets. Didn't you agree?
I know, absolutely agree. It makes it just more interesting. You can see how they feed off of each other. The vibes they're giving out. I really like when they pair them up. Yeah, and we're not trying to watch 17, people all at once on the stage at one time. You can really kind of and see if their characters can pull out from that. If they're on scene with someone else, can they really outshine that person, or can they bring out the best in each other? Absolutely. So I think it was a great decision to do that. So we had the teams of Alex and Samuel, Hannah and Cameron, and Damien and Lindsay. And poor Hannah was sad because she really wanted to be Damien. Oh, that was cute. She's got a crush on him. Hannah's so cute. He is so cute. I really adore him. Said Hannah. Oh, you did? Yeah. Oh, I think they're both so cute. Yeah, no, they are. But one of the things that I wish I could tell her, and of course this is pre-taped, so it happened, months ago for all we know. But what I would want to say to her was, "Oh my God, that's fine, but do not give it any fuel, because you are in the middle of the most intense thing that you're going to go through in your life to this point. Yes. Do not mess it up with jealousy, exactly, a crush. You can't let these. This is a competition. Absolutely. So Damien, like he said, this is a competition, and he's trying to step it up. That's why he looks so endeared by her when they're like singing and dancing. He's just really into her. So yeah, he said it for himself. Yes, indeed. So one of the things that they were talking about when they were giving them the assignment was that this is an acting job, and make us believe it. Yeah, make us believe this. So Samuel is doing a confessional, and he's saying, basically that he had a problem playing gay. Yeah. Because his scene was with Alex, and he said, I was raised a Christian. My mom raised me a Christian, and my mother, what did he say? Doesn't agree want with me to portray that I'm gay. Who's gay? Yeah. Yeah. And I thought that was interesting. What did you think about that? I thought it was interesting, especially coming from him, and especially when, in the beginning, when they were doing, like, a virgin, how he was really talking, he's really getting into it with Alex, and the way he was looking at her, and him, and so I thought, he did a good job. But so saying that kind of took me by surprise. Right, it was a little bit of a contradiction with how he learned from Cameron. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I just, he seems, I don't know, I think it just sort of surprises me, because that, to me, that came off as a little bit of a prejudice. Yeah.
And he put it off on his mom, but clearly some of it has affected him.
Obviously,
and
if he said something,
and,
yeah.
I'm just usually surprised. I'm surprised when people have prejudices. And
Yeah.
I know we sort of all do in some way. If you're being the best of you, you try not to let them out and, let them manifest. But it just surprised me because he didn't seem like the kind of person who would, be homophobic or whatever.
Yeah, and it's, I don't know, it's kind of upsetting to see, I guess, just because, I know it's hard for guys in general to act like they're gay when they're not.
Right.
But when you're very comfortable in your sexuality, you can actually play both parts, and I thought he perceived that as well. So, the second time around this time, it just kind of surprised me.
It was a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah.
So, I guess then we moved into Nikki.
Oh, well, about Alex.
Yeah.
When they were saying how Alex is over the top, kind of what you're saying is he's plain flamboyant. And that's when they started noticing it, when it was for the music video.
Right.
And then you said Damien and Lindsay, right? Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, so they did the jock and the cheerleader.
Right.
That was really cute.
Right.
Really cute. But they were saying how, like, Damien needs more direction, that he needs to stand up, and kind of Lindsay kind of be, like, kind of more the spotlight. Takes more, kind of like a alpha, and he's like the beta.
Now, I want to go back just a little bit to when they were doing the vocals with Nikki in the sound booth. So Alex goes in there. It just came in, earlier in the episode. So Alex goes in, and starts singing. And Nikki literally groaned. She's like, oh, like this.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, my God. And then Hannah goes in, and she has a hard time because she's having, the notes are hitting her break between her chest voice and her head voice. And everybody's having such a hard time. And poor Nikki's sitting there just, like, bringing her hands. And then Damien comes in and just nails it, and his voice sounds so amazing.
And the first time, I believe it's the first time. Yeah, he did a great job.
Yeah,
she goes, I think he's grown.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, I really liked that.
And he's such a sweet, dear kid, and he has, he doesn't, his talent isn't quite as overt as some of the others. He's more understated.
Yes, very.
He was saying, I don't do all the song styling. I sing the melody pretty much, and so that was kind of, I was really happy to hear that for him.
Yeah.
And then Lindsay gets up there and sings, and Nikki goes,
"Oh, good Lord!" That was hysterical.
Oh my God, that cracked me up. Yeah.
And she was also saying that how she is out of her comfort zone, and she was like, this is when everyone's trying to step up, and you're figuring out, like, because Lindsay's really good at everything, if you notice. She's very theatrical.
Yep.
So when she went in there, she couldn't hit that burst, and this is when they're, like, noticing, okay, well, not everyone is the best.
And
so it's kind of nice.
And I loved that comment that Nikki made, that because, like you say, Lindsay just really consistent, and all of a sudden she's finding a place where she's not so comfortable, and it was so nice to see that that everybody struggles at some point.
It's humbling. It is, like, just because it's hard. Everything they're doing, whether it's coming to dancing or singing or certain pitches, I couldn't imagine what it would be like.
Yeah. It's really challenging for all of them, and
what it reminds me is in the beginning, the first episode, when Bryce was trying to sing Bruno Mars' song, and he is I believe an alto, like an alto, and he was trying to sing the opposite, and it was really hard for him, but like he did really well, but just watching that, I couldn't imagine going in there and trying to sing something that I just don't have the voice for.
Right.
So.
Right.
I give them all props.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so then back to the shoot. We talked about Alex playing sexy instead of actually being sexy. Lindsay and Damien in the bed. That must have been like, hi, there's a giant bed, and all these people standing around watching us make out.
I love how she just jumps on the bed, though, and you could just see her, like, undies. I'm like, whoa, you go, girl. They're not undies. What are they, the brief? Or they wear something
her
under
trunks,
their...
Her right.
But I was like, whoa, she's comfortable.
Yeah. And I felt that Damien in that was a bit tentative. But, before we talked about it, I mean, obviously we know how everything comes out by the time we're talking about it now. But I felt like he was really tentative. Like, she was, definitely being the aggressor in the situation. And that's probably how a lot of people would play it when they're that young, when it's this foreign situation, when they've got all these other things to think about. And that was a big challenge for him.
And she's also very pretty, so it's probably a little intimidating intimidating, and she comes on really strong, so guys are just like, I bet if it was more like Hannah's more like fun, flirty, but like that's what he comes on stronger to her. I think it's just kind of how they portray themselves.
Right. Yep. So. I agree. And then they come out of their scene into the main room, and he's got lip gloss on.
Yeah, and he's like wiping it off. Yeah,
there's some.
And of course, Cameron's like, I'm not doing that. Just really funny.
And okay, so Hannah and Cameron, right? Mm-hmm. Didn't she look so pretty with her
hair
all straight?
She looked so pretty. Her hair was straight. Her eye makeup looked great. It was like her perfect color. She looked so good.
It was like for the first time they actually, treated her as a pretty
girl,
like
a woman, like a really
instead of like a little girl. And I appreciated that a lot.
I did too. I really liked that. And I feel like Hannah is really stepping up out of all of the shows. At first, I wasn't too sure about her. I was like, Hannah. But I'm starting to get to know her personality, and I'm just falling in love with her, and she's just so funny, and she's happy, and she makes jokes about things, and she doesn't take it too seriously, but seriously enough. Mm-hmm. So I'm really starting to be on Hannah's side, which Pat would be so excited.
Yeah, he would be so excited. And I've really pretty much always been on the Hannah wagon too. And I love that she's real, that she talks about what she's afraid of. She really does. She's not secretive. She's not. We know what's going on with Hannah, and we like that.
Yeah,
I do anyway.
I think it's great.
So, but the director Eric said, what if you kiss her? And Cameron goes, yeah, that was the $1 million question. And he said, it's hard to set boundaries.
And I was like, I'm down.
Yeah, I would kiss you.
I was like, can we try that again? I don't know. I didn't feel that one.
Kiss you. And he says no. He says no. I wouldn't feel okay with that, which is clearly something we're going to be talking about a little bit later as well. So then, watching the video, who did you like in the video best?
I really liked Lindsay, to be honest. I don't want to go for Lindsay, but I really wanted to go for her just because she's really into it. Mm-hmm. She looked really cute in her uniform. Mm-hmm. What about you? Who did you like?
Well, I'll tell you who I didn't like. I didn't like Alex. Because I thought he was, he was. Yeah, we've already talked about it. I actually, as much as I love her, I didn't think Hannah did such a great job. She as well. Damien, I felt was tentative, and I thought she was tentative. She looked self-conscious to me.
Yeah, no, you know what she did.
And I thought her vocal was good. I thought her movements were good, but like her facial expressions and some of the things, some of the gestures that she made looked like she was putting them on. It looked like somebody told me to go this with my hand, and so I'm going to go like this with my hand. I didn't believe some of her.
And they had no chemistry.
Yeah.
And I think maybe because Cameron didn't want to kiss her, she felt like she couldn't be in the full scene.
Maybe.
Yeah, a little rejection too. It's just a whole mess of things with those two.
Yeah, and I just felt like it's surprising because obviously the directors and the producers saw more than I did, but I thought she was a little bit weak, and actually I thought Lindsay was a little bit weak. In counterpoint to you, and part of it was her voice. I was actually listening to the vocal because I agree with you.
It's hard to hear the vocals, though.
Yeah.
With that song?
But I could hear her, there was, not that I'm some great, analyst of music, but I could hear her having trouble. Like a couple of the lines that she had sounded really weak, and I went, "Oh my God, that's the first time I've ever heard that happen from Lindsay," and that kind of surprised me.
I didn't catch that part. I was so into just the video that I wasn't really listening to.
Yeah, the video
music
was
as much.
Adorable. She was adorable in the video, and her acting was great. So, obviously some of our choices were different from the producers' choices. So anyway, then we go into the boys' dorm, and just kind of chatting between them. And I just think it's adorable that Damien and Cameron were friends. I just thought that was really cute.
I know, they had each other's back, and I like that because I know it's a competition, but it's really also humbling that they have each other's back, and he's giving him credit. Like, no, you did great. Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You can't really think about it.
Yeah.
And I you need that, especially in a competition and all of the pressure they have, and just having a friend there is very comforting.
And speaking of competition, one of the things that has clearly changed in the last few weeks was Lindsay's sort of arrogance and her "I'm so great at everything," and all the confessionals that she was having, and she'd be putting people down and going, "I know what." We haven't seen any of that.
That is very true.
So I don't know if they're just not showing it.
Maybe that's why I'm liking her more.
I bet it is. So I don't know if they're just not showing it as much to make her more likable, or if she's kind of been hearing the feedback and getting it that you need to get along with these people. But it's been refreshing. Don't you agree?
Yeah. Also, she was crying at the end, and she cried, and she was genuine, and that's what I was like. She does have a heart. Like if these people go home, she is crying. She is upset. She does feel a connection with them. So it makes you like her a little bit more as well.
And I like to think that she's made some progress. So
she definitely is.
Yeah, let's say that she has. So anything else about the video that you wanted to talk about?
What did you think about Cameron and Samuel and Alex about their part in the music video?
Well,
I feel like it wasn't too impressionable.
I didn't either. And I think it's because Alex was, being this, big faggy gay, which is fine.
What did Pat call him? The big black gay? The big black gay.
The big black gay. The whole piece was sort of, I didn't connect with it at all, and it's not because of the gay part of it. Because I absolutely could connect with their contact in the homework assignment. Yeah. But in this, it was just like not there.
Yeah, I was kind of looking forward to seeing the other ones. I thought Hannah's and Cameron was cute. I just like the scene of it all, and Cameron, he did pretty well too. He got into it, but I think it just kind of turned me off that they didn't have too much chemistry. But I was more looking at that and the cheerleading part with Lindsay and Damien. I liked that, watching that more.
Yeah, me too, for sure. So they're bringing in people to tell them who's singing for their life or whatever as they call it, having their last chance with Ryan Murphy. And I thought it was so interesting that I suddenly forgot his name. The guy with the glasses, the main producer.
Oh, that is Mr. Robert.
Robert, that's right. He said, rather than try and find fault where there was none, we're going to pick out the people who we thought were the best.
Yeah, the top three.
The top three, which I thought was a really lovely way to do it.
Yeah.
And great to give compliments to everybody, because this is the point in the competition where every cut is incredibly painful. And they talked about it actually in the beginning. They said, this is where we're going to have to, I can't remember what they said. In writing, they say kill your babies. But Zach said something like, kill our darlings or cut our darlings or something like that.
Yeah.
And, it's the moment where you have to make the cuts, and
it's so hard.
At least the way we know it now, there's only one winner of this show, unless they make a change.
Yeah.
And so, you've got to do it. So, first one they mentioned was Hannah, saying what a good actress she was, which is totally against what I said.
Right when he said, I was like,
So I was so surprised by that. So they must have seen something that they didn't show in the video.
Yeah.
Because I love Hannah, and I wanted her to move forward. I just didn't think she was so great in the video. So
yeah,
and then Samuel was safe.
Samuel did really good, yeah,
and fabulous, and
Lindsay,
right?
It's Lindsay. So those are the top three. And so the last chance.
Yeah, and interesting. So the two that I thought were the weakest in the video were two of the ones that were in the top three. So clearly,
I didn't really get that one either, to be honest.
I got it all wrong, but that's okay. I mean, they could be taking into account a lot of other things besides just the video. They could be taking into account their whole. Because they do that, they obviously they get notes about what's happening during the week. They talk about conflicts that have happened between the contestants, and they do take that into account. So
yeah.
So then they talk to Cameron and say, you're in the bottom three, and I totally agreed with this comment. I think you thought too much about the kiss, and that affected your performance.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, actually, I really agree. I'm glad he pulled that from that scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was, I just think he was sort of obsessed with, am I kissing her? Am I not kissing her? Am I cheating on my girlfriend? What will Jesus think?
Is this too much?
It's too much. I can't handle it. And it did affect his performance. And then they said, Alex, you were over the top.
Of course.
All those things that I've been talking about. We've got the music video up behind us right now. And, Samuel is absolutely singing to Alex, and Alex seems like he's singing to the camera.
Yeah.
That was sort of how I felt.
Yeah, absolutely, actually. It was like he's singing to the camera. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like the video a lot, though.
I did too. Yeah, you were really loving the video.
I smiled when I watched this show. I do.
Gosh, that just looks like so much fun.
I know. I wish I was on part of this Glee cast.
Could I give a quick
yes.
You guys are gonna hate me for this.
No, we won't. We might.
Could I some words of advice for all the guys out there, whether acting or otherwise?
Yeah, go ahead.
When you're kissing another girl that's not your girlfriend, you can't be thinking about your girlfriend.
No.
I think that's
I've
good
been thinking
advice.
about this girl's hot.
Exactly.
Come on, that.
It's well.
Am I gonna get jumped on that? Am I gonna get hate mail again?
I don't know. I have no idea.
No, I think it's true though. You can't. I mean, it's. I don't know. You can't really think about it. It's kind of like thinking about like Jesus or someone, and when you're kissing like romantically, like you're just like you can't think about that because it's just like, or when you think about your parents. When you're
good
kissing,
God.
you can't think about certain things when you're doing an action.
No, you can't. And I mean, if you do, if you are thinking about your girlfriend when you're kissing another woman, then it puts a layer between the two.
It does, especially for acting.
Aren't you all the more romantic though?
What?
Hey, baby, I was thinking of you the whole time.
No, but if I had a
you
boyfriend,
the
he better be
whole
thinking about me.
Well,
that doesn't apply to him.
That's what you tell her anyway, right?
Right?
No, in my case, that's what I'd be thinking.
Oh, yeah.
You'd be thinking about saying it, or you'd be actually thinking it?
Yeah.
I'd be actually thinking it.
Okay.
Yeah, hear that, girlfriend number one?
Hear that, number one? Okay. Okay,
so Cameron, he mentions, he goes, I'm sticking up for what I believe in.
Right.
And
right, he said, I stood up for myself.
That would really upset me because I'm like, you know what? How many kids out there have this opportunity, to go on the Glee project and got shut down for this guy that won't even kiss another girl? Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, this is nothing. I was so upset.
Right.
I was like, why would I don't understand you believe in it? You're not sleeping with the girl. You're just giving her a little peck.
Right. Yeah. Well, let's talk about that in a second. So then they're doing their last chance songs for Ryan Murphy,
mm-hmm.
and they get given some really amazing songs. Damien, who has been in the bottom 4 times in a row.
Yep. It's 4th time.
And so has Alex 4 times in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So, you figure that I like the last couple of weeks with their assignments of the song for the bottom 3. Like last week giving them something that they had done in their original auditions, kind of taking the pressure off a little bit because they only have 2 hours.
It really did take the pressure off.
And there's so much pressure happening on a day-to-day basis
mm-hmm.
that it was kind of nice to see them cut them a little bit of slack.
Yeah.
So first Damien singing Danny Boy. And to me, you knew the minute they said we're sending you back to your roots, I said, it's going to be Danny Boy.
Yep.
And it was. And
I
think for that, it was a really tricky song for him because it's so well known. You said to me, how did you know? And I said, well, if anybody said, at any point someone says to you, name an Irish song, pretty much most people are going to say Danny Boy. It's just the first thing that you think of.
Absolutely.
And I thought it was really tricky because it's a song that everyone knows and you can't style it too much, but you need to style it some so that you're showing yourself and you're actually making an impression. And he did the song. I thought it was really beautiful. What did you think?
To be honest, it was kind of boring, and I really like Damien, but I was like, okay, next. Like, really, I feel like he could have danced. He could have put, more passion into it. He just was kind of like blah.
Well, and that's exactly what he said about his performance.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Murphy says, "What do you think?" And he says, "Well, I've sung it so many times, it's kind of hard to do."
Yeah, he's like, this is not your best performance.
Yeah, he didn't connect with it.
Yeah, he didn't connect.
That's what you got. That's what Ryan Murphy said, and he said it didn't help you. And if you can't, then you need to fake it because that's what acting is.
Yeah, he looked good doing it though.
Yeah, he did.
He looked really cute.
So then Alex,
Mr. Alex.
Tell me your thoughts.
Great song.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of bugged me though is he does this like rolling thing and he keeps like like a growl when he's singing. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, dude, you already did it a few times, a little over that part. I feel like he wasn't really singing it; he was more like growling. Uh-huh. But I really do like Alex's voice a lot. I'm a very big fan of his voice.
Yeah, and I think it's when he's in that moment, when he's standing with a microphone and he's singing and doing his thing,
mm-hmm.
he's fantastic. It's just when maybe it's his comfort zone is being pushed when he's being put in these scenes. Maybe it's when he has to move and sing at the same time. Maybe that put on, that overacting comes out. Because I've been so put off by him this whole episode, and then and I'm ready. I got my filter on. I'm ready to not like him, and he gets up and sings a song and does a brilliant job.
Yeah, he does.
I literally got chills when he did this.
His voice is incredible. I mean, he probably has one of the best voices on this show.
Yes.
And I think he can definitely go really far. It's just kind of like his attitude.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I don't really like about him.
I agree.
Like last week's show, he did so good. I sat in awe, and it made me like him that much more. And I wasn't really a big fan of him after he made those comments, like, I'm just going to let them win this time. So ever since then, I was just kind of like...
Right, was last week
ew.
Tenacity?
Yeah, Tenacity, yeah.
And I'm telling you, the song from Dreamgirls.
That was so good.
That was insane. It was so good.
Yeah.
So as much as I want to kind of not like him,
I know,
but I do. He keeps bringing it back.
I just feel like he could have sang that a little bit better. Like, I like how much passion he put into it, but too much of that roaring. I can't really explain it, but it was just too much.
Okay, all right. That's what Caitlin says. Okay, and then we had Cameron, and I thought what he did was really beautiful with Blackbird.
Yes, I feel like he really connected.
He did. He
really connected.
So Ryan Murphy says, it's been a hard week. I admire your conviction, and that's the thing I can write to. And that's what I was saying with the last couple of episodes, because maybe it was the Kiss episode.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
There was kind of something going on there, and so... And as I was yelling at the TV because I couldn't do the podcast, I was saying, that that's the interesting thing here. That's I think it was the week that Marissa got. Was
that's last week.
Okay, so she got voted off, and I totally agreed with that decision because Cameron was something interesting. She's beautiful and she's talented and she can do it, but she wasn't that interesting. She was just another pretty girl who can sing.
Yeah, she does have a great voice.
Yeah, she really does.
She did. Hey, down me. That was a good song.
I had that song stuck in my head.
Oh, me too. I was singing it like I was her.
Oh my gosh. And Ryan says, "Are you quitting?" And Cameron says, "Well, maybe this isn't for me." And God bless Ryan Murphy for saying, "I don't think I'm willing to give up on you, and it's going to be your decision." And Ryan Murphy all of a sudden is the big advocate for Cameron.
Yeah.
It's like the minute he can't, there's something he can't have.
And that really tells you something.
He wants it back.
That would never happen with Mr. Donald Trump. He would be, you are fired. Thank you for quitting. Get out of here.
Right?
Yep, that's true.
And Ryan Murphy is always very intimidating. He's very intimidating. Just even to look at. And for the fact that he went into his he went to his dressing room and really addressed this issue. And that I was like, wow, he is a great guy. For him to go in there and personally talk to him and tell him hey, you should really go for this. I can write about you.
He totally gave him the gift that he was giving. That Cameron needed, which was, if we respect your boundaries and parameters, aka I won't kiss any girl.
Yeah.
And we want to work with you on the show, why wouldn't you give it a shot? And Cameron's like, basically, screw you, I'm gonna.
I'm gonna leave.
And what did you think about that?
For honestly, I'm Catholic, and I agree with him, not sleeping until marriage. Okay, that's awesome, and I respect that.
Yep.
But it's this is your future. And to be honest, my parents would be do what you have to do. Obviously don't sleep with anyone, but if you have to kiss someone, it doesn't mean anything. And that's the thing I think, you can construe it as if you had feelings for that person and you had a girlfriend, it'd be a little bit different. But this is acting. And people do it every day. And the fact that he has this opportunity and he just gave it up like that, he just resigned. I was really upset. I felt like, someone else could have, had that opportunity and, done that. It was upsetting.
And the thing that you said was, he's going to regret this for the rest
of
his life.
He will regret. That's one of those things when you're a lot older and you're telling your grandchildren, he's going to be regretting that. That is his future.
I have a very good friend who's now successful in the music business. He's a songwriter and singer. But many years ago, he and his brother were a duet, and they were offered a contract from Miles Davis. Miles Davis himself said, "You two guys, I would like to offer you a contract," and they said, "No, thank you. We would like to do it ourselves." And out of that, the two brothers realized pretty quickly what a big mistake it was that they made, and they wanted to end up writing a book called You Said What? And Cameron's story would be in that book. You said what? You did what? You turned down what?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this was a 6-week contract. And I mean, just...
I'm so upset about that. So upset.
But on the other hand, Cameron left and he said it felt right.
I think he's just trying to justify what he just did.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
Do you?
Because in the back of your head.
What do you think, Phil? I can't hear you.
I think time is going to go by and he's going to regret this. Here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Here's what I've learned to be true.
Yes.
There is no person in this industry that can solely break your career. It's not true, right? People will say, oh, you'll never work in this town again if you quit for me. Whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
However, the reverse is also true.
There's one person who can make you.
Yes. And basically Ryan Murphy was saying, I can make you.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with you guys 100%. Dude, what are you doing? Where else are you going?
What do you think he's going to be doing now with his life? I think.
You know what? I'll look this up right now.
I think you should.
I'm going to look this up right now. You guys continue talking. Okay. That'll be my news and gossip.
I think he's going to be a really awesome singer in his church choir. He might even get to lead the church choir.
But you never know. Maybe. If he's lucky. If he gets that opportunity. Hopefully he doesn't blow that one.
I feel bad for him. And, if he really does believe that he did the right thing, then absolutely fantastic.
God bless him,
But I think he made a mistake, and I'm really sorry for him. And as much as I know the boys who were here in our seats last week do not enjoy their Cameron, I always have. You and I always have.
Yeah,
We've always thought he was just the cutest
him.
thing. I think he's so talented. And he gave it up, and I think it was a giant mistake.
That, and I feel like Cameron can make, he could make a really good role model.
That's what Ryan Murphy was saying.
Yeah, and he could have thought about it in that aspect. You know what? I'm 21 years old and I'm still a virgin, and I'm gonna wait till marriage. And if you like me and you like my music, maybe you can follow my path because I'm a good person. And look, I got onto Glee and I didn't have to sleep my way up there, or I didn't have to. And I think that can be that can be life changing for all the other, Christian or Catholic boys out there that have the same beliefs as him.
Yeah,
I think that could have been big.
And they tried to do it on Glee with all of a sudden I can't remember her name, Quinn, being the president of the Chastity Club and then getting pregnant.
Yeah.
But as Ryan Murphy said, we have not addressed the religion issue very successfully on our show, because obviously it went the opposite way. She got pregnant, she became a slut for a little while, and the concept of being pure and being faithful and all that kind of stuff wasn't really portrayed, and here was an opportunity for somebody to do that. And again, I want to go back to Ryan Murphy himself said, what if we're respecting your boundaries and your parameters? Why wouldn't you give us a shot?
Well, what's the whole point of doing this whole Glee project then?
I don't know.
And how hard he probably had to fight to get that spot?
Yep. And then he just
it's just so outrageous to me.
That's the other thing. I really have a pet peeve with people. They work their butt off to get somewhere and think that's it. Okay, I've worked so hard to get here.
Right.
No, you work hard to get there, but guess what? It actually gets
keep
harder.
It.
No, but it even gets harder than what than you did to get there.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Do you have any info for us? No.
There's no info.
Okay.
I know his last name is Cameron Mitchell.
Okay, Cameron Mitchell.
Oh, nice.
There we go.
Because, he's always advertised as Cameron from Glee Project, but last name Mitchell. The
Okay.
first.
No Facebook page or anything talking about him?
No, they all have Facebook pages. They all do.
Do they?
Because I'm friends with Bryce. Bryce Vine, whatever Johnson,
right.
whatever he goes by now. He's friends with all of them. And then when Bryce got voted off, all of them were Hannah. She was so sweet. She kept writing on his page.
Aww.
And she was just like, it's okay, I love you. And they just seemed like they were so close. And I admire that. And I'm like, they all became friends, like a little family. Even because Bryce wasn't there for the whole thing. So the fact that, they were still, texting him or still Facebooking him and stuff. And they had pictures. They kept tagging each other. And it was really cute.
Oh, that's adorable. That's adorable. So just to finish up the Cameron thing, he saved Damien. Damien was going to be voted off. Yeah. And because Cameron gave it up, Damien was saved Interesting choice of
I
words
hope
I just said.
Yeah.
Damien was
Literally.
saved by Cameron. Not Jesus, but Cameron, who did it for Jesus. So there we go.
So maybe that is a good thing for Damien, and maybe he'll step it up for the next, if he gets the last chance again. Because he's great. I feel like he needs to find some, inner talent, which he probably has, that little Irishman.
And he's been progressing. They talked about how much better he's been, every week, and really the furthest.
The vocal lesson, or when they were doing the vocal, like you were saying earlier.
So good with that.
He landed it.
He was amazing.
And he's all surprised, did I do really good? He did really great.
That was great. I actually have one little tiny bit of gossip that is fake. And that is that I had a very long, very pleasant dream about being on the Glee project.
You go, girl.
One of the nights I was sleeping in one of the 7 places where I slept on my vacation, and it was really awesome. It was super fun. It was all those things that we experienced, and I hadn't seen the show, so I think that's exactly why I had my dream, was because I hadn't seen the show for a while. But the awkward thing that was happening was that Zach was coming on to me.
Interesting.
Zach, who's the choreographer.
Is he straight?
I have no idea.
I don't know. He did this hand gesture in the last.
He was straight in my dream. Okay.
Okay. I don't mean to put you down. I've had dreams about Pac. I feel ya. Such after this one, I will. He looked
Interesting. Well, I also have some news.
Oh, good. Go.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Bring it.
So thanks to Caitlin, I was able to apprehend his Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
And it says here, "Hey everyone, go check out my new music video I did with John Draper Productions. Hope you guys dig it." So here's a little bit of that.
Oh, good.
Or not. I hate Facebook. I hit play.
It's Karen Mitchell. I know you guys have been asking to see new music and new covers on my YouTube, so I'm bringing you a new one right now. It's by one of my favorite bands, Phoenix, and the song is called Long Distance Call. Hope you like it. Check it out. Subscribe. Tell all your friends. It's going to be nasty. Love you.
Nasty,
Nerds.
Okay. Cameron.
How nasty can it be?
Not that
That's
nasty.
like an oxymoron.
We can't see the playback. Is he nasty?
Is he naked?
He's got facial hair.
Oh.
And some people are saying, I don't know if I like it or not.
Okay.
That must be the nasty.
Well, is he going to actually sing? Thank you.
2610 was the price to play. A messy kid with no ideas at all. I thought those 2610 I shouldn't give them away. I remember this young guy died and I took his
It's catchy.
He could still serenade me any day he wants.
Yeah.
Any day.
I don't know. I like it.
I do.
I'm a big pop fiend, so I would love any little poppy music.
Here's what I will say.
Yeah, go ahead.
You guys these guys didn't get to see the music video. It's shot in his house, and it's shot well.
Mm-hmm.
But you gave up Ryan Murphy. You could have had an amazing music video every week.
And have a celebrity in it.
Every single stinking week. That would be televised worldwide. Or,
yes.
nationally.
And now
he sounds good though.
And now you've got an awesome YouTube channel with
yeah,
a video
well, he
shot in your
sounds
house.
good and all that. I mean, there's plenty of amazing artists out there. And you know what? Here's the thing where I would be really angry. There's people who fight to get here, and they really want to kill it, and who never got the opportunity, who are really talented.
Right.
And here's a kid who's talented, and he basically spit in the face of opportunity.
He did.
He did.
Ryan Murphy.
And he's so good, and I really liked him, and I
So
had
he
his
spit
back
on his
all
fans,
the way.
too.
He spit on me.
He did.
Not cool.
He did.
Yeah, there you go.
He did. Now, realize, though, that for the past 6 weeks, including this week, 7 weeks, he's had national exposure. And, obviously things happen. One of the things I said about Marissa when she left last week was she has a career. She'll have a career come out of this somehow.
I think they all will. Bryce just did a video. He has a song called Satellite, which actually is really phenomenal. And he just did a music video maybe a week ago, and it was really professional. I saw all the backstage pictures and stuff. He posted them on Facebook again, and actually Samuel was in one.
Oh,
and
great.
they looked so good, and it's impressive. And I think they all get something, but he just missed on a great opportunity.
Yeah, it's sort of piggybacking on what you said, Phil, that here he had the opportunity to be on Glee, and once you get that, it's just as hard or even harder to maintain and continue a career. So now he's just jumped off back down to the bottom of the steps, and he's going to have to keep going up those steps.
And I mean, not to diminish, like all the castmates thus far in that will in the future be voted off. Yeah, you want to obviously you will have a career outside of this, but you're fighting for the first place, not third place.
Right, exactly.
So come on.
Yep.
You gave that up.
That's right.
Absolutely.
So, anything else about this week's episode? Should we just start talking about
It's just upsetting. Yeah, let's talk about next episode.
Yeah, let's just move on.
I'm a little bitter right now, to be honest.
What happened to commercial?
Oh, all right. Let's do a commercial.
Want to find out what the AfterBuzz is about?
Janice is a drama queen.
This is the divide that is going to carry the series.
Give us a call. 424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
It's television, and they want it to be as dramatic as possible.
I mean, it's Shakespearean.
You never know what goes on behind closed doors.
Find out why AfterBuzz TV is the #1 source for after-show content.
Now, in the eyes of Jimmy, Nucky is a villain.
424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
I mean, who would you guys rather hear that from? Your husband or your best friend?
The wig will come out.
When the TV show is over, get your AfterBuzz on.
So.
This is the Irish song I thought of.
Oh, this wasn't your first. Danny Boy wasn't your first choice, huh?
No, I'm from Boston.
Okay.
And so
I would have thought still that you would say Danny Boy, but okay.
No, this was the song all the Irish people sang in bars.
Okay.
So there you have my selection.
Danny Boy is more of a 2 a.m. You're really, really wasted. You're tired, and then you start, get like the sloppy, sad drunk. That's where Danny Boy comes in. So this is a more earlier in the evening. Come on, Eileen.
Yeah, it's very much fun.
Two things I wanted to
Your
say.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Well, but quickly, just before the predictions, one thing I just wanted to say was thanks again for the fan mail that we got this week. It was great. And I have a website that I would like to talk about just a little bit because some things have been happening with me. So,
do you want me to give? I have a surprise too. Do you want me to give it now? I feel like it's a perfect segue. You don't know what it is yet, but it is a perfect segue.
Okay, go.
All right.
Segue away.
Are you aware of the AfterBuzz of the Month award?
Yes. Yes.
All right. So this month we have 3 AfterBuzz of the month. We all, every month we honor 3 because we have so many hosts. And you know what? I'm tired of the Employee of the Month crap. I want to honor 3. There's so many. Everyone does an amazing job, and it really is tough to pick. But this month we have Deidre Baer, who is on Pretty Little Liars.
Oh, awesome.
Entourage. She's on Real Housewives of New York.
Nice.
So great for her.
Yay.
We also have Mari Fagel, who's been with us since the beginning. And in fact, created the show format with me that we are using still to this day.
Yay, Mari.
But as great as they are, we also have Tamra Berg.
Oh, good job, Tamra.
Yay. That's awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And do you want to know why you are AfterBuzz?
I certainly do.
She doesn't cook.
Because I haven't slept with anybody.
Well, that sucks for all those people you haven't slept with. But no, the reason is because for those of you, check out Studio A. Although we are in Studio B right now, check out Studio A on Ustream and look at the amazing panels. Check out the new shows, not the. Yeah, I would say a week and a half.
Yeah, the last week and a half.
And you will see a new redesigned studio. And well, hint, hint, who designed that?
I'm pretty sure it was me, actually.
So
yeah, we've been talking about making some changes in there, bringing it, kind of elevating the look, and it was a collaboration between a bunch of us. But I will say that I had a heavy hand in the design, and an extremely heavy hand in the construction of the look of the studio. And in fact, I was sitting at my sewing machine this afternoon doing a few more pieces for the studio, which is why I may have been about 5 minutes late when I got here because I wanted to finish something up. But yeah, so I'm really proud of how the studio's turned out, and there's going to be more of that coming. So, yay, me, AfterBuzz.
Yeah, congratulations.
And so, my website, which has had some new things coming up, is Tamara Central, TamaraCentral.com. There's some video on there. There's my jewelry on there. There's my blog on there. So check it out when you get a chance. And there's also going to be some news about Tamara Central pretty soon. We're not quite ready to disclose, but a little tease there for people. If they take a look at the site, they'll see some good stuff.
Well, Tammy really is the Martha Stewart on a dime.
Aww.
I feel like that's what you have to be nowadays, especially, I mean, you know, the economy, what it is. Yeah, cliche, boo-hoo, yeah, whatever. Yeah. But, you know, you want to get a great gift for someone or whatever, Tammy is your girl.
Aw, thanks. I made strawberry jam last week, so.
Oh, how cool is that?
I meant to bring some for you guys, and I completely forgot because I was sitting at my sewing machine until a couple minutes.
It's all
I
good.
sound like
just
the most boring girl in the world.
No, I was just thinking, like, what a good, like almost like a wifey. Like, you can do a little bit of everything. Like, I think that's such great aspect.
Well, thanks. Thanks, and thanks for the honor. I'm very happy about that. So let's move on to predictions. So next week is Believability. We have 5 contestants left at this point. Mm-hmm. And the song is going to be True Colors. So what do you think? What do you have to say about it all? Where's it going to go from here?
Good question. Oh, man, I don't know. I just hope Damien's not at the bottom again.
I know.
I really hope he steps it up, you know.
As I said before, at this point, every cut is painful. And because we've established, you know, sort of personal relationships through the television of each of these contestants, and we love them all. But, yeah, it's going to start to get ugly. And I think only next week they're only putting 2 in the bottom.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Because there's 5 people.
Yeah, I was thinking
if there
that.
are 3 in the bottom, then...
That's a little word.
It's a little harsh. So 2 in the bottom, and 1's going to go. I'm going to say that I think Lindsay might be the next one to go. That's
do you want
prediction.
my opinion, or do you want my thought? I'm hoping... I hate to say this. Alex and Lindsay go?
Alex and Lindsay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because everyone else, I feel like I'm on their side.
Yeah.
But talent-wise, they are really... Everyone's really good. I can't really say anyone's
everybody's
bad.
Talented. Mm-hmm.
But,
and I think they've done sort of the... you know, they've done the gay storyline, they've done the heavy storyline, they've done the pretty storyline, and so Hannah, I think, presents something different, even though she is a big girl, as Pat would say. I think she brings something different. Samuel, I don't think it's just his hair. I think he's got other things going on there.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of rooting
he's very
for
mysterious.
him. And
I like him a lot.
I just love Damien because I think he's different.
They could use some, like, you know, a little culture, like Irish culture in there.
Maybe a little culture hitting the Glee,
the
Glee show.
What do you think?
What do you think, Phil?
I mean, if they go with that kid, he really needs to be subtitled.
Well, they would probably give him a vocal coach. Not a vocal coach, a dialect coach.
I hope so.
He does need to be subtitled.
It's cute, though.
Wait, is he speaking English? So do you have a preference? Do you care? You want to get rid of him? Is that right? You want to get rid of the Irish?
No, I actually don't mind him. I actually don't.
Okay. We got rid of Cameron for you. You know, they got rid of Cameron for you, so you must be
no,
happy about that.
It's not. You didn't get rid of Cameron for me. A, he got rid of himself, and B,
well, I
didn't predict it, but that's why I was harsh on him. I just knew there wasn't something. You know, he just didn't have the chops to handle it all.
All right. So anybody else you think should stay or go next week?
I like Lindsay.
You like Lindsay.
I like Lindsay.
He likes the pretty girl.
Yeah.
She's beautiful. She's
she really is
talented. Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yes, and so please don't let my opinions taint your views of Caitlin and Tammy.
Thank
you.
And
all we ask is keep tuning in. And we love that. This is the #1 downloaded AfterBuzz podcast on iTunes.
Nice.
Is it really?
Yes, it is.
Really?
Oh,
that's why you're.
Get
out of town. Well, tell your friends. We want to be the #1 plus.
Yeah. What she said.
Keep downloading. Keep listening. We will see you next week for the Glee Project.
We're looking forward to it.
Yeah. Can't wait to see what they bring us next week.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network.
If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.